All right, that takes us to this week's three-notched weekly preview. It's the Armed Forces Bowl against who else? An Armed Forces school, the Air Force Falcons. They come in with an 8-4 record in the midst of a 4-game losing streak to finish out that season. Their head coach, Troy Calhoun, is in his 17th season at the helm of the Falcons. This is a triple option team. They've run for over 3,500 yards this season on nearly 700 attempts, 656. So if we're rounding up, it's 700. And they've only attempted 100 passes this season for just over 1,000 yards. But when they do pass, man, are they lethal. 6th in the nation in EPA per drop pack this season. What are you expecting out of JMU's first ever bowl game?
I like Air Force a lot. I think they got a really good coaching staff. Troy Calhoun is awesome. Starting quarterback, when healthy, stud. They got some defenders who are incredibly good. They can run the ball, obviously, right? That's what they do with the triple option. I'm expecting a reasonably competitive game, depending a lot sort of on JMU's mental state, where I think the Dukes are a better team. Like Air Force lost their final 4 games. That really stingy defense started giving up chunk plays toward the end of the season against some better offenses. It's a game JMU can definitely win and certainly cover that 2.5-point spread if they're all locked in, playing at a high level, fully committed to the game. Because I assume Air Force will be, even though they had kind of a disappointing stretch to end the season. So if JMU can have the guys who are in the portal, including some who might not come back, truly locked into the game, I think the Dukes have a good chance of winning, especially because they're playing a triple option attack, but they've had weeks to prepare for it. Like the best time to face a triple option team is the first game of the year in bowl season, right? Because you got multiple weeks to prep for it, or I guess if you have a bye week. So I feel confident in JMU going into the game. It's just a matter of, hey, are you locked in? Because if you got Surratt, Brown, Sproles, McLeod, good offensive line, plus a defense that has a ton of studs, I don't know. I just think they've got a better roster.
I agree. And I think this team will be like really locked in. I don't even think it's an option that they won't be locked in, because they all chose to come back. This isn't like they were forced to come back. Yeah. Like this means something to that entire team. It'll be really interesting to see how because that could negatively hurt you, that you're treating this almost like your team's Super Bowl. This is your last chance to go out and play together. How does that, emotion negatively or positively impact your play on the field? Will be interesting. You can't really get down all that much to Air Force because the way they just pound the ball, they really shorten the game and they make it more difficult to come back against them. But like you said, they've given up a lot of chunk plays. They still have one of the better secondaries JMU is going to face all season. So this is the 3rd game in a row where JMU is facing a really good secondary, but a really bad rushing defense. So can McLeod take advantage of that? Can Kalon Black? Can Latrell Palmer? Can they finally find that rhythm? Tyson Lawton is still slated to play. That may change in the next few hours. He did travel with the team, but he hasn't been one of the people that won't be playing. That's just Mikel Kamara and Carter Miller. But I think that McLeod should be able to connect with Elijah Surratt and Reggie Brown and have another huge game like they did against Coastal.
Here's a question for you. Do you think guys in the portal who haven't committed are committed and haven't said? Or do you think this is like P5 audition time?
I think most everyone in the portal has figured out what their next steps are. Maybe not everyone, but I don't think this is being treated as an audition. I think a lot of them kind of know what their next steps are. Here's a question. Do you think Wayne Knight is playing in this game?
No. I was thinking about that because he entered in October, so I think he left the team temporarily.
Yes.
But he's coming back, so he just got a couple weeks where he's fresh, a couple months, I guess. He should be fresh.
Yeah, big time. So that's our 3-notched weekly preview. What's your score prediction? We haven't done one of these in a while.
JMU 28, Air Force 17.
JMU 45, Air Force 14.
Talking about how it's like hard to blow them out in limited possessions with the run. You're like, okay, I think they're putting up near 50.